The Las Vegas Raider edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog has got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you use my promo code BOMBS. And with that, from Las Vegas, let's just get going. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I'm your host, Laddie Daddy, Scumbagger Vince, the Bet Detective. CJ Sullivan, the man in the box. Recording from Las Vegas Circa Casino. Sign-up weekend where all the celebs are hobnobbing, stepping in. I think I even see Scott Bowser walking the hallways here. I can't confirm if it is him. Maybe we'll do a show with him later. But we got a big show today. Since we're in Vegas, we're going to talk a little Las Vegas Raiders team preview edition. I have special guest George Carmona from the Veterans Minimum Podcast coming in there. But first, of course, I have to gather myself to think about what happened last night. I learned every time you come to Vegas, you learn a new lesson. Mine last night was even if they're not attractive, that doesn't mean they're not whores. They can still be working, if you will. I don't mean whores in a derogatory way. I mean professional. But sometimes that's how they get you. That's their hook. They talk to you. I'm like, this seems like a more down-to-earth, my kind of attainable lady. Then they're like, oh, you're all working. And
yeah, that's what's happened ever since COVID and the whole OnlyFans situation. It's just really promoting that women they're trying to steal value at any point in time. Like, a good dinner isn't nice enough anymore. You know what I mean? I just even a conversation past what you were giving them was probably going to cost you eventually.
It did cost me. We were just at the tables and they were playing. She's playing with my chips there. She's betting inside on craps. I'm like, whoa! If you're gonna play some numbers, let's not do hard eights here. For crying out loud, let's be reasonable with my chips here. And then she took off, and then I got a little soaked. But then I made it back with some tilted roulette plays. It was a table full of all black guys, and I came in with 3 black chips, and I put black on black. I said 200 black on black.
Oh, that was a good omen, by the way. Way to follow the signal.
I followed the black table. I got black on black. Table loved it. It hit. Like, what should I do? Push it? I go black on black. I had the whole table chanting black on black, black on black. and we pushed it, hit again. Then I'm like, all right, now it's time to bet. Fellas, it's been a good time.
Right.
And they all offered to sell me drugs. But I was like, no, it's time to call it a night here. I don't need a party favor, fellas. But yeah, it was a great black on black lesson.
Oh my God. No, it's, by the way, that's just a great tip to everybody out there. You got to follow the signs in Vegas.
100%.
It's glaringly obvious.
Yeah.
And that's one of the pro tips I always give people. So good on you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It's an instinct town, and and the signs come to you, and you have to take them.
Right.
Well, they wouldn't be there for a reason.
Correct.
Oh man! So real quick, Sports Gambling Podcast is giving away $1,000 Circa NFL future bet with their phrase that pays. You can submit your phrase now. Get to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/phrase. George, if you had a free roll $1,000 future bet, for this NFL season, what would you take with it?
Jalen Hurts to win MVP at 18-1.
18-1, Jalen Hurts MVP. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's hit that.
Eagles fly.
I am an Eagles fan. I like that. Now, why do you like Jalen Hurts? Hold on, I'm trying to get not my soundboard. There we go.
You got it? There we go.
18-1. Tell me why you like Jalen Hurts this year.
Jalen Hurts at 18-1 is appealing for a lot of reasons. I mean, I think the best roster in the league has a lot to do with it.
Sure.
But I've rarely seen quarterbacks win a Super Bowl and then proceed to get shit on.
It's amazing.
For the next 4 months.
Why are they dragging him so much? It's incredible.
It's insane. But, he's always been a quarterback that, has kind of been dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
I mean, you even back at Alabama, that whole Tua replacing him at halftime situation and him having to live through that. And
I do like when they his haters or detractors, if you will bring that up. Like even Saban benched him, for Tua in the championship game. Like Tom Brady got benched for Drew Henson. Like what's the point?
Yeah.
He got past that and continued his career and he went to work.
For sure. Yeah. Eli Manning got benched for Tyrod Taylor, right?
Right.
To break that streak or whatever. But Another reason why I like the Jalen Hurts pick is because they have 3 really big games to end the year. They go at Washington, at Buffalo, and then home Washington. Very meaningful games. The NFL knew what they were doing when they were scheduling those. But I do remember this from years previous where those primetime games towards the end of the year are everything in terms of public opinion. And that is why the value of it right now is insane. Because, I mean, it's hard to believe that team won't be 9-2 going into those final 3 weeks, or, you know, like a 9-10 win team. And then
they rack that up to 12 wins, get another division, 1 or 2 seed.
Correct.
And like you said, and especially when it comes to MVP, besides it always going to a quarterback, there's usually a narrative.
Correct.
You know, like last year, Lamar Jackson had the better statistics, but Josh Allen had the narrative of being by himself. It was his turn.
Right.
You know, that whole thing.
Right.
So I like that. $1,000 free roll. I might have to get down on that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's especially you being an Eagles fan. Like, this is
that's a good way to bet those Eagles this year, because obviously there are a lot of other chalky prices. You know, there's not much to gather around on there. You have to find creative ways, and that's a beautiful one. That's great value. You're right. And anytime you got a quarterback that's going to be on a 1 or 2 seed, they have the pathway, you know, to get MVP. That's why I don't even mind like a Brock Purdy at 30-1. Because, like, you know, with that schedule, I don't believe in those Niners, but with that schedule, they're going to cakewalk to 12 wins. You know?
100%.
So it'll be in there.
That is the way to bet it. And, I'm looking forward to it because now I get to cheer for the Eagles. Last year, I mean, I was on, I don't know what type of, like, hate tour that I was on. I was buying into everybody else's bullshit and hating them.
Right.
But this year, I'm just like, let me not get cute with it. This team should kick major ass.
I hit my Eagles bet last year. You probably know by reading the trade papers and checking it out online, but I'm on a campaign right now to turn $20 into $20 million.
Yes.
Obviously it's all the buzz here at Circa Casino, that's for sure. Derek Stevens was talking about it last night. It started with a week 18 of last year pleaser. It's a reverse teaser, you know.
Right.
We gave away 6 points. We hit that, me, Sean, and Ryan.
Sick.
25-1. So that $20 turned into $500. I blew 200 because that's the law. You always blow first 200 to me to get rid of that.
Of course.
But then right after that, right before the playoffs started, I did an exacta Eagles over Chiefs Super Bowl, 17-1. Put 300 on that. That turned into $5K. And my reasoning was, and not just the Eagles. I'm like, when I was like Buffalo, Lions, their defenses were like just disasters. Like, no team has the defense that the Eagles have in the entire playoffs.
Correct.
You know, Kansas City was a decent defense close enough, but like I wasn't even worried. Like, even if the Lions didn't lose Washington, I wasn't worried. Obviously, they were decimated, but like, as you said, the sign was there.
Correct.
Yeah. Then I shoved that $5K on the Thunder to win the West at -120. Got that up to $9K. The goal was to get to 11 so I get the max entries for the contest. Had a little hockey hiccup with the Oilers as I.
Those motherfuckers!
I know, those sons of bitches. You think they would care to win?
Did you feel some type of way when they touched the conference championship cup?
I did not. I don't get too much into that, but there was. Did you see our footage of the Edmonton fans watching? And it's like they were watching the JFK assassination. They were like,
I was at it. Yeah. No, I had my fiance's family like rewind it because like the conversations that even happened before it were like, should we do it?
I know.
Should we? Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. But little hiccup there.
Dropped in a couple, and then maybe lost in the tables. Anyway, we're down around mid-6, so I'm like, I better lock this in now, not drop anymore. So this morning I bought 5 Survivor entries, 1 Circa Millions. So I'll start with $20. See, before, like last year, I was like, I would lose my money. I'm like, why am I doing that when I can lose their money? There's so much money in this casino. All you gotta do is go to the window, say the right words to them. You know, they'll give you a ticket.
Right.
Then you come back later, like a week or a month later, whatever. You know what I mean? And they give you, another ticket, and they'll give you money. I'm like, no, make that another ticket. Say other words to them. You know, things like whatever, Oklahoma, whatever it is, and then eventually, they give you all the money, $20 million at the end of the road.
I mean, this sounds so foolproof, and I did see it on your Instagram story highlights. I was like, this is obviously it's very alive with how many entries you have.
Yeah, very alive. And if I do lose, you can say it was $20. Even if it's week 18, it's $20.
So I have to ask you this though, because you have 5 Survivor.
5 Survivor entries.
Okay, is there ever a week in which you put the same team on multiple survivors?
There is obviously different strategies when it comes to that. Of shoving in, all the one teams. I like to diversify myself because my thinking is, what's the point of having multiple entries?
That's what I'm thinking
Right.
too. But I'm also like, there's some weeks where it's like going to be
exactly.
I want to stay alive.
Right. And there's different theories of like what the odds are. Like say you're better off sometimes like shoving like the first like 8 weeks almost, then you start spreading out.
Got it.
But I don't believe in that either. That's just
All power to you. Hey, you're gonna get to 20 million. So you're currently laying out the path for the people right now.
Where the attention goes, the energy flows, George, and that's what it's all been. It's been positive manifestation. Are you getting a survivor entry yourself?
I have done it for the past 2 years, and this year I am not doing it.
Really?
I did the
Any
Survivor.
reason why?
Because I wanted to try out going heavy into futures.
I like that.
So I didn't win any money. I was middle of the pack whenever I did the Circa Millions, and I think in coming years I'll probably start to get some entries, but I wanted just to try this year out.
Yeah.
Futures work.
Absolutely. It's a fun contest, but it's not the smartest contest as far as like return of investment, but it's more of a fun thing. But and that's what I did last year too. I wanted to build off multiple entries, and I wanted to blow half of it on futures because futures is so much more fun.
Agreed, 100%. And here's the thing, I also want to invest again halfway through the season, again in futures, which you can't start over your entries halfway through the year next year. So that was another reason that I'm testing this out this year.
I like it. And we'll go to those millions, and we come back. We'll talk some Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, we got to tell you about mybookie.ag, is our place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course football futures. Accepts customers from tons of locations with crypto, and easy deposit, lightning fast payouts. A bet I like tonight on my bookie. Who do you like tonight in preseason? You like anyone in the NFL preseason?
Ooh, I absolutely haven't even looked at the lineup.
We were on the Giants last night. We like those Bears, actually. They're favorites. They're versus Kansas City. Andy Reid, they got a Brazil game to worry about. They got to shut down shop there. We'll take my bet I like tonight is Chicago Bears -1.5 versus Kansas City. Caleb Williams apparently is locked in. The Bears love dominating August and then thinking they're going to the Super Bowl. So this is their season.
Right.
Kansas City will have to wait till real work is done. We're also about to do Rhythm. Rhythm's going to bet you. The Rhythm's going to bet you. The Rhythm's going to bet you with props. The NFL's back on Rhythm. Last season it was 76 and 66 against the spread. It's got AI models. Make your own model. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, let's talk some Las Vegas Raiders with you.
Let's do it, man.
Now, you live here in Las Vegas. You're born and raised, right?
Born and raised.
Of course, we're talking to George Carmona of the Veterans Minimum Podcast. You were giving me, I did your show yesterday, and you were giving me such inside tips. I don't even know if I want to put it out there on the air. But
I'll phrase it differently to you just for the sanity of, one of the people that actually works for me as a clipper. So, so sources state that Brock Bowers has been getting tush-push reps.
Tush-push reps.
Yeah. And that has to excite anybody who has his touchdown over at 4.5. It definitely should be a shock to everybody that the number one tight end in football is only slated to have 4.5 touchdowns.
That seems like a very low number for Brock Bowers. I know you're extremely high on Brock Bowers.
Yes.
I am too. He was, maybe one of the greatest tight end seasons of all time, his rookie year last year. And they're like, there's regression. I think this is going to get better.
Yeah. You had Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew throwing the ball
possibly the
last year.
worst quarterback room in football last year, right?
It was terrible, dude. Absolutely. Going to Raider games last year, which I was able to do a lot of because everybody was getting rid of their tickets.
Right.
The one thing that would always fuck me betting wise is Brock Bowers anytime touchdown, because every time I went to the game, I would put it in.
Why wouldn't
he
you?
didn't score until a home touchdown until the very last game of the season.
Wow. But he did have 5 total, or I think he was something like 5 or
or
7. He might have been at 7. That's crazy. It must have been on
it was just
road.
very tough. The offensive play scheming was just not there. You know, he could only do so much. They were force feeding him though. 112 receptions on the year.
I mean, yeah, just dominating the
insane.
looks. Just to recap that awful Raiders season where they went 4-13 last year. You had Antonio Pierce, of course, head coach, interim coach, and the veterans. Every time that happens with an interim coach, they come in mid-season. Everyone they get a few emotional wins, like reaction wins, and then they get caught up in the moment. And they hire him like, you're in a full-time job. Like, whoa, slow this down. Even the players that you better hire him or we're gone. Then their next year, even Max Crosby's like, yeah, did I say that? Did I say I wanted this? Because this is not good. He was a disaster last year. And then Minshew 100%. And O'Connell, factoring an opponent, the Raiders finished 4th worst in EPA on dropbacks and last in run offense with those two combos. I mean, that was just a nightmare that last year. Then they traded Devontae Adams mid-season because it was just a disaster. But Brock Bowers was the lone light spot, along with Jakobi Meyers, my guy. Rookie records for reception: 112, 1194 yards. That's Mike Ditka style numbers,
dude. I mean, there's obviously been the wave ever since Travis Kelce and George Kittle too.
Sure.
Like they did a good job. They created that tight end university, and now people care about tight ends, and they see him in a different way. And then you had like a person like Taysom Hill even start to evolve it even further. You look at what I just told you now with Brock Bowers. I mean, that's literally what Taysom Hill was, And so this evolution of getting, athletic whites to score and provide in different ways is revolutionary.
And he went with the shaved head this year. I don't know if you saw that. He changed the look. He was holding on. He looked like a 42-year-old man last year as a rookie with the.
He was 22. Bro.
Yeah, I know. He's 22, but now he went the full clean dome. I know you got to be a fan of that.
I actually have stepped down as #1 bald guy in the world for him. So I'm relinquishing.
Very gracious of you.
And, I mean, I'm putting a lot of emphasis on bumping up his stock because as the media, we do control award narratives. And so, Brock Bowers, I mean, possibly a president after he finishes play. Like, this is just the type of person you're dealing with where he's such a stand-up human being. And then going bald is, familia, that's full circle.
Just to add on to last year, they weren't very lucky. Actually, turnovers, they were awful. This is a stat I read. No team in the last decade recovered a lower rate of fumbles than the 2024 Las Vegas Raiders.
Oof.
That's an amazing stat to pull. They recovered only 18% of their 16 offensive fumbles and 25% of the 12 fumbles forced on defense.
Wow.
That's pretty insane. So you imagine that luck has got to come back in there. As far as off-season, defense, they didn't do much. They kind of just swapped out a few guys there for, let's see, Hobbs they got out, who's already hurt.
Yep. Jack Jones isn't a part of the team anymore.
Yes.
He got traded to some team in the AFC South.
Robert Spillane, Trevor Mooring, and then he brought in Stokes, Pratt, and Jeremy Chin. Is that the guy? I mean, it seems like the same guys, basically. But
yeah.
Other than that, but the big hire, of course, Pete Carroll, 73 years young, as they say. There's viral quotes of him talking about military. I don't know what he's talking about, but it's amazing. I don't know where this is at. This isn't a team he's talking to. He's just like, is he just doing summer school seminars, like is this for whatever the motivation speech is. I love it though, but he's very motivated. So I think and there's kind of like guys like Hubie Brown, like those guys, it doesn't matter how old they get. People just react to them and they get moved to them. So I think you got to be excited for Pete Carroll coming in.
Oh, that's the only reason why there's life to this Brock Bowers Offensive Player of the Year bet.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously Geno Smith has something to do with that, but Pete Carroll is somebody that I feel can bring stability to a franchise that ever since they came to Vegas, we're talking about this coach 5.
Yes.
He's Gruden, Bisaccia, McDaniels, Pierce, and now you got him. And so it's been nothing but just the rockiest ship that you've ever seen. You know, it's kind of fitting for the Raiders, this pirate team that just cannot figure it the fuck out. And so there's a lot that has changed. And I think the one thing that Pete Carroll might be able to bring back is that, like, how Oakland was, or how the Raiders were in Oakland, bringing back that tough culture that I think Antonio Pierce, it was kind of like he was forcing it. I think Pete Carroll knows how to do that
Yes.
over time.
Pierce gave me Mike Singletary vibes. We're like, I believe you're crazy, but you're just a little too crazy. We also need a little coaching here. You know what I mean? Like,
we just can't be all speeches and pre-workout.
Exactly.
You know?
I think a great way, and I know I have a piece of Pete Carroll, Coach of the Year. He's 16-1 still. What a great path for him for being Coach of the Year.
60-1?
16.
Okay.
4 wins last year. We've crunched the numbers, and you have to have at least, except for 1 year when Vrabel won it, a 4-year jump of last year's thing. So teams that won like 8 or 9 games, like Denver, like Sean Payton would have a tough job to get Coach of the Year this year,
right?
Because he would have to vault up to like 13 or 14 wins. But that's easy. I mean, you're looking at an 8-win season, which would go over their 7.5 total. That avenue's right there, and people love the media, loves Pete Carroll, the narrative right there for him. I mean, like you said, and just changing the culture there. I think that's a good play. Pete Carroll, 16-1 Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that worries me for my Mike Tomlin Coach of the Year pick.
Tomlin Coach of the Year. I like that angle too. The angle of finally we'll give it to him this year if he can handle Aaron Rodgers.
That's it.
If he
That's
can settle this right, he's a saint almost.
Yeah. Oh, and trust me. I mean, I have a legitimate plan this year, especially as the year gets towards the end, and if any of my future plays are in the mix,
right,
it's worth the $100 to $200 investment to hire editors and just like Andrew Tate the internet with propaganda to help you win. So that's going to be my game plan if any of these future bets get close. So
I love it.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you were talking about the culture, and saying, now, have you been? I've been to a couple Raider games. Out here. It's a weird environment because the Raiders have some of the best fans in the league, in the country. They're all over the place. I live in Los Angeles. There are tons out there.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I mean, they're probably the #1 team there still, even though the Rams and Chargers play there. Is the Raiders. But when you go to the games here, obviously because it's Vegas, and some of the tickets. So it's a big visit, tourist. So whoever they're playing against is going to come visit Vegas.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, right. And and pay $20,000 for a suite or whatever the heck it is. So it's kind of a weird situation. The stadium's cool and all, but I don't know. There's something missing there because of it.
Yeah, and like I was going to say, it's cool because I can go on social media and make a post every single time I've ever gone to a Raiders game. The show's like right before kickoff. I could have just predict 70 to 80 or 70 to 30 split between the fans, 80-20. The Steelers are always the team that buries us as far as attendance is concerned. But the culture for me is I always can judge a culture by the tailgate. Mm-hmm. And the tailgates, it's taken some time to get like that Hispanic flavor, that East Oakland, they play blow the whistle 50 times.
A little bit of danger. You don't know what's going on, like unpredictable danger. You might get stabbed with a broken ashtray kind of thing. You might get some of that Shank vibes, if you will.
Just like you would in Oakland. And I remember that, my uncle taking me as a child, I vividly remember walking into the bathroom and it just being like just a smoke cloud.
Right.
And as I was leaving the bathroom, the cops were arresting people right outside the bathroom. And so how do we bring that type of environment to Las Vegas, in a
controlled, more progressive environment, but also, there's nothing wrong with a little stabbing.
I think the most progressive thing to do is let the people police themselves, and that's the Raider way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, kind of like baseball. We'll take care of our own. No need to get involved. Authorities. We got it next inning. Don't worry about that. So Geno Smith comes in to clean up that horrible quarterback room. Pete Carroll brought him over from Seattle. What's interesting about Geno? Who he used to be my comeback player of the year pick every single year. He's some of the only guys who can win it twice in the same season, it seems like. Like he'd be like bad for 3 weeks, then he'd fall off the cliff, then he'd come back again, They
wrote me off.
Right. Oh my God. I love him trying to force those patents. They wrote me off, but I didn't write back. Yeah, that's not really how that saying works, Geno. But you know what? It sounds cool. It certainly sounds cool. And I didn't.
You made the most of your moment.
What was this one when he came to Vegas? I didn't come here to roll the dice. I came here to run the table.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, you still got to pick up the dice if you're going to do that. But all right, Geno, again, it sounds cool. If you got the T-shirt merch, go for it.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But he's great. So he actually, so many teams he's played for, but he's never been a dome quarterback. In his 15 career starts playing indoors, he's generated positive EPA in all 15 games, plus 2.5 EPA per dropback, 52% success rate. he's a top 5 quarterback would produce in a season in the Dome. So that's good.
That's a huge plus.
Yeah, huge plus, right?
Look at the Dome made Derek Carr a fucking $60 million quarterback leaving here. It's just insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The scars Derek Carr leaves behind too when people.
Dude, I talked so much shit on him when he was playing for the Raiders, and then he came over to my Saints, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but right. Geno, I think this should be a huge boost. That's the first time I'm hearing this. That makes me very excited.
Gotta be excited. So I like them. We already talked about Bowers. Jakobi Meyers, one of the most underrated receivers, I think, in the NFL.
You've been on it. Yeah, you even messaged me when we were going to do this show, and you said you were on Meyers. So what's the allure?
He's not a splashy name, but he is a route, an absolute route run. And first of all, he's the only. Now I know they like. Besides Trey Tucker and those 2 rookies back then, was it Horton or?
Yeah, they got Horton from Tennessee.
Right, and so, I mean, he's just a guy that Geno's going to have to rely on. I mean, I'm on all of his overs. But I mean, he's obviously the number 2 behind Bowers, but he is the one out wide, and Geno does throw out the wide. He's not a big over the middle passer, Geno Smith. So I think Jakobi can even stretch it out more. But of course, everyone's excited about the draft pick. Favorite for Rookie of the Year, Ashton Gentry, who. Chip Kelly, who came in as the offensive coordinator, also exciting. He's great at running the ball. I didn't like how he made him change his stance and not stand up right back there in the backfield. I liked how he looked like Michael Myers from Halloween, just kind of like luring at the defense like that.
Yeah.
But it does make sense that he did do it.
It's great when you could do it against Mountain West defenses. Yeah, bro, come on, that shit don't play in the NFL.
That is a good point. But he will be obviously the bell cow. They're gonna force him. I mean, they're just going to run him into the ground.
Yeah.
But he looks like all the beast already, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do with a running back you draft in the first round.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to put in a crazy amount of miles on you.
Right. Like, I am going to damage your career. Your second contract is.
That's why it's amazing when you can find like a Raheem Mostert who had like fucking 10 starts and he was 30 years old. And then he pops off.
And he pops off and he's
difference.
back, and the Raiders did bring in Raheem Mostert. Looking at some divisional numbers, Gentry. Minus 125 to lead division in yards, plus 150 in touchdowns on the ground. That's pretty chalky for a rookie running back. But then you look at the running backs and spread around that division. Chargers might probably be in a timeshare. The Chiefs are never interested in running the ball, and Denver also splitting between Dobbins and RJ Harvey. So it makes sense because of the usage Gentry has. I don't know if I won't price him that way. Even a 275 rookie a year seems pretty low. I don't know how I can play. I want some shares of Gentry. I just don't know how to play him. You have any interest in him?
Gentry to score 10 or more touchdowns this year.
Okay.
Plus 260.
I can get behind that.
Is one that I like. I mean, if what I said about Brock Bowers actually comes to life, then I definitely don't want this to hit. But he seems like the type of back that's going to do. He's going to have one of those highlight plays where he jumps over the pile.
Yes.
Small guy just floating through the air.
100%. What? I mean, I was just thinking about that Bowers. I'm so excited about that Bowers tush push situation. I just want to know what international book I got to find that I can ladder rushing touchdowns for Brock Bowers.
I know. What is the one that they do the election on?
I know what you're talking about.
Stupid bullshit ones that they come up with these days. But he's going to be in my anytime touchdown parlays frequently. Yeah, I can see why they would do it too, though, because Gentry's too small and Moreau's not athletic enough.
Yep.
Geno Smith, you want him to stay alive. Like, it has to be him. So, yeah, I'm just expecting big things, man. I have him in a lot of parlays for Offensive Player of the Year.
That I like. And someone was telling me, was it you and Nick saying that yesterday on the show, that he parlayed Offensive Player of the Year with Rookie of the Year?
Correct.
A book that allows you to do that. That sounds like a very smart way to do it.
Yeah. So we went, Nick and I, all the way to the little Arizona state line, and that's where we go and put in our FanDuel bets. But I put in the Jalen Hurts one that we talked about earlier, Travis Hunter Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse Defensive Player of the Year, and Brock Bowers. $4 to make $1 million.
$4 million. How does that not hit?
Come on.
And it's not like you're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, we're talking about, some standard basic plays that makes all the sense in the world.
Of course. And just going back to like how I will make this come to fruition, man, for $1 million, it's worth at least $1,000 of paying editors to make sick promos to try to push a narrative. It's worth it.
That's true. Let's rig the game a bit.
I know it's like, that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
After last year and you saw what happened with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson,
Right.
I'm like, this shit is so fucking rigged. It's crazy.
So why not dive in?
Travis Hunter.
Get our hands dirty.
Travis Hunter winning Heisman when Genty
Right.
was
Obviously should have won
honestly,
Heisman for sure.
that's all media.
You're right. Like, what does this become, a snap count award? Because that's all he was leader for. On defense, you mentioned Max Crosby. I have him a defensive player of the year, parlayed with Bijan as a fun one. My little across the state border there. One, I like Max Crosby. Of course, they lost Christian Wilkins. You were a Las Vegas insider. Whatever happened to? I mean, there's a lot of horseplay in the locker room, different stories.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Who's kink shaming Christian Wilkins? Is what I want to know.
I can only imagine what Pete Carroll had to sit down and talk with him about. Not only that, but when he did the shit at Clemson,
Yes.
like Dabo Sweeney having to have the similar conversation almost seems even more unbelievable.
Right.
And so, yeah, no, I think you have to either be out or in. And I think he teeters in that gray area too much, and the boys were starting to think like,
Yeah.
this could be an issue.
It's weird because I know they're trying to recoup that money they gave him for the guaranteed contract, which I don't know. I was usually under the impression that the word guaranteed means it's guaranteed, but so that's why I think the Raiders kind of leaked this stuff. Let's see if we can get HR involved, get him for a firing right there, and talk about him, tickling heads and stuff or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at the Raiders the past couple of years, I mean, it has just been filled with horror stories. The whole Chandler Jones thing,
Yes.
like burning his fucking girlfriend's clothes on an Instagram Live, like. What is going on? Henry Ruggs.
Ruggs, who might be out. Might have been the best thing that happened to his career. Took some damage off his body for a couple of years. He's going to come back and he's going to get a second contract.
He's going to be a Ferrari, dude. In his second life, he wants to be a faster vehicle.
So overall, the defense should be okay, but
yeah, Max Crosby is so. I mean, it's a tough race for that defensive player of the year. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, I feel the same way as I feel about Max Crosby, and Myles Garrett. Like, I think he's on a prove it tour too. But seeing Crosby play live as often as I have, like, right. I'll never take it for granted. I mean,
he's a beast.
He's a different type of man.
We were talking about Mike McDaniel yesterday. He's got the good recovery energy. Well, he goes Max Crosby. He's got the full on. I mean, he's going to bore you to death with it. He's going to talk about how it changed his life, but he's not impressing it on top of you. But he uses it to motivate him. That's
correct. Correct.
Like that. But I hope Wilkins finds a good home as well.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go through the schedule here in a second after I tell you about, since we are here at Circa Million, signing up for Circa Survivor. I'm supposed to promote the contest weekend, which we're involved. But use our proxy, footballcontest.com, get $50 off your proxy. Also, Underdog, promo code BOMBS. You get $5, $50 bonus code when you sign up with promo code BOMBS. Get their Underdog. They already got Best Ball Mania happening where they're giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million for first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Balls is the best way to play fantasy football. And we are back. So let's take a look at this Raiders schedule right here. Over under 7.5, 22-1 to win the West. That's a wild price.
That's the way you got to bet it.
It's a wild price. I was like, any of those like numbers that are that huge, like for divisions only has 4 teams like that. Like I know the Browns are 40-1, which seems crazy. But 20, do you like that 22-1? Why not take a stab at that?
Yeah, especially in a year where I'm very high on them to make the playoffs, and I think that the luck will at some point in time run out the season for the Chiefs as far as like those 1-score games.
Yes,
they're coming in on 17 games in a row that
Insanity.
they've won in 1-score games. So, that's the only way to really play this. Unless do you have an exacta that you can sell me on or swing me on for this division?
Well, I mean that is great. Well, do you want to lock in the Chiefs there for your exacta, or I know you're against the Broncos this year.
I am definitely, and it's like I'm against them, but I just think that
Right.
They don't have all the weapons that Sean Payton wants. I think that offense would operate a lot better with maybe with a midseason trade. I mean, I know Tyreek Hill's going to be on the market, so that's going to be one of the.
Can I interest you?
Yeah.
In a Las Vegas Raiders 1.
Okay.
Key that over with the Chiefs 2nd.
Chargers
3rd, Broncos 4th. That's how you kind of see this possibly playing out. Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, 65-1.
That's it.
I mean,
that's it. That is it. That is it. And you're on what book do you have?
This is the DraftKings book right here. You can get this anywhere. You call in your friends. You can drive to Arizona, wherever you need to go.
Yeah, no, it's the drive to Arizona.
Yeah.
I haven't set up a computer yet in Arizona. I need to do that and just be able to remote viewer in. I've been thinking
Everyone
about that.
should have a computer set up in Arizona.
Come on.
Just in general.
It's textbook.
Get you going there. Let's take a look at this schedule here. Open up. What do you like that week 1 game? I know they're catching 3 at New England.
Yeah, this game is going to tell me a lot about both of these teams. And this game's in the morning slate, so you must watch this if you are heavy on either the Pats or the Raiders.
Right.
I'm heavy on both. I'm expecting a really good outing from both sides. Like I see this as a game that finishes, 35-28. Like it's a higher scoring affair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not the.
I like
the
the
best.
Raiders. I think this Patriots are slightly overrated. Their O-line is gonna be problems. I mean, they will be good, but like, I definitely took them +3. Might be a contest entry, but I think the Raiders win this game.
Yeah. I mean, they'll definitely move Crosby over to
Pete Carroll, the ex-coach of the Pats. A little Pete Carroll revenge game.
Back, that was his first year coaching, right?
Yeah,
first year being a head coach.
Really gunshot. I think Don McPherson or Hugh Millen might have been his quarterback.
Jesus.
Then they got a Monday nighter immediately here in Vegas versus the Chargers.
Yep.
There's no Charger fans coming here, so that's an actual home field advantage game.
That is actually a true statement.
Then you got 2-0. Washington might be a tough one on the road there.
Yeah.
Then Bears fans will infiltrate this city week 4. They will make themselves known, but it's a later Sunday game. Sometimes they might be too drunk to reach it because Chicago fans will come here and they don't know how to pace themselves.
That's true.
They go in hard and then they're bear down early.
Yeah. Lowest ticket price for that game, $346 right now.
Wow.
It's the second most expensive tickets on the
That is
schedule.
hilarious. What's that compared to Tennessee in 2 weeks?
Actually, in Indy's cheaper next week at $58. But against Tennessee, it's $182. AFC South stretch right there.
Yeah, it's tough. You have Colts, Titans, Chiefs game, of course, division, and the Jags. I'm big on the Jags this year. I'm a Liam Cohen guy. I've always been a Trevor Lawrence truther, even though he is making it harder each year.
He just needs to get a haircut. I really think that changes the game for him.
Yeah, he's a he would shock the world. At least Southern Florida if he came in with a nice hipster.
Maybe even a mullet, like
emo look.
he could turn that into a mullet and
That'd
look like
be
a little
incredible.
like Bosworth type,
Yes,
that's what I would expect.
That I'd be all for. Just burning through here. Jags, the Chiefs, Broncos, tough division. Cowboys on Monday night. That's just a Jerry Jones created game. There's no reason for those two to be on Monday night at all whatsoever. That is here, right?
Yeah, it's going to be here in Vegas.
Of course it is. And then Cleveland comes to town. Now, who is your vote for worst team in the league? If I would throw out a couple. I know you're a Saints fan.
Yeah.
Growing up. As a Reggie Bush fan, not a Dalton Hilliard, but a Reggie Bush fan.
Yeah.
I don't think the Saints are going to be the worst team. I think the Colts are now in the running.
For worst team in the league?
For worst team. Well, with Cleveland Browns. I don't know. Who would you put up there?
I'm really high on the Colts this year, but I would put the Jets in that spot.
The Jets. That's right.
Jets.
I remember your analysis yesterday was you had a great window with the Jets.
Yeah.
Depending on if they average, you had to tell your Jets.
I said, yeah. If the Jets can average 20.6 points a game, they will be over 500.
Okay.
If they average what I think they're going to average at 14.5 points a game, they will be 2-15.
2 wins. 2 wins. That's the difference. Either 2 wins or 9 wins.
Yep.
Nothing in between.
Yep.
I love that. You're high on the Colts, huh?
I am.
Daniel Jones is not scary at all.
No. I think that it gives me Kirk Cousins vibes from last year.
Okay.
I think this is what Steichen really wants in a quarterback. He likes that Joe Flacco model. And, being an ex-quarterback himself, that gives me hope that they can figure it out. They got a lot of good young pieces. So that game in Indy is a lot tougher than it appears on the schedule in my eyes.
All right.
I think Jonathan Taylor's super underrated.
He's a beast, Jonathan Taylor, and Wisconsin Badger. All right, now we go through that. Denver, Dallas, we're going through. Cleveland, you should get that W. And he had a tough stretch here at LA Chargers, Broncos at home, in Philly, at Houston. Then you wrap it up with the Giants here, week 17, 2 days after Christmas, and Chiefs to be determined. I think you can get those last couple there. And this is going to be close, that 7.5 win total. What do you have the Raiders finishing at?
I had the Raiders finishing at 12-5.
I love it. 12-5.
Yes.
Let's get some alt win totals there.
Yes. No, I have them at actually I'm saying here 11-6.
11-6.
Chiefs at 12-5, but if I'm going to put in that exact that game at the end of the year is the deciding factor.
No reason why you can't play them both.
Right.
You can do Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. That's 25-1. Not as fun.
Right.
But you can play them both, 25 and a 65-1 there, and have yourself because it's KC Raiders 1-2.
Yeah, and it comes down to the last game of the season. That's a good little little pointer there.
It's
so
like 1-2 box.
They always play the Chiefs very, very tough. There's that
tough rivalry.
Yeah,
there's absolutely. That's a blood rivalry.
Max Crosby, I think, hates Patrick Mahomes more than any quarterback in the league. That's without a doubt, and I think he turns it up a notch whenever the Chiefs come around. And so, I'm praying to God I'm sitting on 65-1 coming in that last week of the season.
That'd be a great sweat live in here and at the hockey.
CJ. I'm gonna be so obnoxious if the Raiders are 11-5 heading into that last week. Brock Bowers, Offensive Player of the Year campaign,
just cash. Everywhere and across the board.
I might actually invest in Derek Stevens to cut a promo with me. Get the views.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Is there any other Raider bets you liked as you look at the board there? I know you were with the Raider Inside. You were telling me before how high you are, and that's a lot of them. We do have a lot. We probably have it covered.
Right.
But if there's anything else you like there, just everyone, just invest in all Raiders this year.
Yeah, there's no reason why this team can't make the playoffs. I think that's a good bet. I don't have that number in front of me right now.
I'll get that for you right now.
But the Raiders to make the playoffs, I have that currently parlayed with the Patriots and the Steelers at 43-1 as a more reasonable parlay that I've put in.
That's a reasonable parlay.
For these division winners. You're getting
plus 340 to make the playoffs, the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah,
I fuck with it. You can parlay that with a couple of the other new playoff teams. You always see 3 to 5 new playoff teams every year. So
I think it's 4. Yeah, I think it's been a minimum of 4 every single year.
Right. So I think
let's get those Jags and Raiders in.
I want the Jags to be good this year.
Yes,
I do. For Travis Hunter. So I'll finish off my bet with this. I have Travis Hunter 150-1 to win MVP.
Yes. Instead of the offense, because people like to play around with offensive player and defensive player of the year. That's not going to happen.
No.
Or rookie of the year. Offensive rookie of the year or defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. MVP. Pontificate on that. So I'm for it. He's going to get a lot of volume at offense. That's for sure.
The Ohtani factor is the reason why
I like that.
I'm choosing him. Or at least I had to sprinkle a little bit onto that just because.
That's how how Desmond Howard won the Heisman. Like that. Like if you just mess around on the other side of the ball, whatever. They're like I said, and Travis, and that's how he won the Heisman.
Yeah.
He's playing both sides. Like okay, that's fine, but like.
Yeah, and there's some books, I believe even DraftKings, I think has it at 300-1. So it's a long shot, but I definitely see that if the Jaguars are good this year, and he's on everybody's radar.
Yes, and he's playing all those snaps, and they say he doesn't get tired. That's the thing with him, you know what I mean? And he's actually out there putting the reps in. and he produces. I hear what you're saying.
I saw the graphic the morning I put it in that said it hasn't been done in 60 years, what he's about to do.
Wow.
And
That's all you need to hear.
that was it. That was it. So I had to sprinkle a little bit on there, and I just wanted to get your opinion.
I love it. Set up the Arizona computers. I'm going to
Let's go, dude.
there.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Well, George Carmona, thank you for joining us here on the Bottom Line Bombs.
Thank you,
Finally got
CJ.
you in the box.
Yes.
We've been back and forth. I did a show last year, and I did a show yesterday, and this has been great.
Yeah, man.
And it's the Veterans Minimum is your show with Nick. Why don't you tell everyone else, the C-generates out there, where they can reach you and where they can see you and get all of your content.
You're going to find me on Instagram at Mr. George Carmona. At Veterans Minimum is the show that I host with Nick. We come out with episodes twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. So give us a follow, man. We love the SGP guys. Thank you again, CJ.
Same vibes. If you read the bio, best vibes in the Sports Gambling
Yes.
Network, and I
Yes.
can attest to that doing yesterday. It just immediately got vibes in there.
Yeah, man. We don't take ourselves too serious at
Right.
all, and it's a fun conversation. And at the end of the day, there is bets that we do hit, and it's a show that you can profit from too. So it's not just a whole bunch of bullshit like I laid
Right.
out for you today.
Not just
long
throwing-
shots.
Yeah, we love long
But
shots.
yes.
We love the bombs.
There we go.
I know Nick's the Opoi King. He likes Bijan, which I was happy to hear. Like I said, I have him parlay with Max Crosby.
Yep.
$200 to win $60K. How does that not hit?
Come on now.
I mean, what are we talking about? All right, George. Thanks for coming in here in
Appreciate
Las
it, man.
Vegas, and I'll catch you around.
Sweet.
All right, buddy. And that's going to do it for the man in the box. I usually do a rant, but I think I talked enough when I talked about ugly whores in Las Vegas. So that's going to wrap it up for it. Thanks, George Carmona, for coming in. Thanks for all the sponsors. Degenerates, give me a follow and a thumbs up, whatever format you're watching this on. That's CJ Sullivan was taken, underscore in between each word, and that's it for the Bottom Line Bombs. Get in your cars and go to hell home.